All right, we are here. I'm Preston Poole. That is Tyler Adams. This is Unadvised here on the Sports Animal YouTube and on our very own X account at Unadvised Pod. We've got some issues with the Facebook part of things, but we'll get back on there. After
How the old's going to tune in, Preston?
I know. I'll have to talk to the boss and get that figured out. That's something he'll have to do. So.
Speaking of the boss, I just got a call. So I went out to my car this morning during the show, and I forgot my keys. And when I went to get back in the studio, I realized I forgot my wallet too.
Yeah.
So I was locked out, and the guys were on air. I was like, crap. I was like, well, Nuggets producer. I was thinking about I was like, oh, Jay's always here. Our big boss is always here. So I was like, I gave him a ring, and so he came out and got me. But then a second, on my drive home from the studio to back home before we started, I get a call from Jay, our big boss. I was like, hey, what's up, Jay? How we doing? He goes, oh, just calling you back. I was like, oh, that was from this morning. He goes, no, you FaceTimed me 5 minutes ago. I was like, I FaceTimed you. Sure enough, I butt dialed FaceTime the boss man. So that's good thing. Good thing no vulgar things are being said.
That's funny. Look, it's not always the old people that can then butt dial.
Yeah,
yeah. So,
and it's sad because it was a bad butt dial because it was a FaceTime, and I just gave a regular call. So that means I had my butt had to hit a couple things to get that going.
Which I don't know how that's still a thing these days. Apple and all the phone companies need to just make a thing. Like if it's in the pocket, it should be able to detect it.
Thumbs, outside of these, it just should not work.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. So
you got the technology for that.
Yeah, but somewhere we do. Yeah, I don't know quite where, but for sure somewhere. We have to have that technology. All right. Well, look, we're 24 hours and 30 minutes ish away from game one of the NBA
on
Finals.
The dot. 7:37 I saw is the scheduled tip time.
Yeah, so we're just 24-ish hours away from game one of the NBA Finals tipping off between your Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. And it is quite the time to be alive here in Oklahoma City. Everyone's juiced up for the first chance at a title in 13 years. Obviously, Media Day. Is it really Media Day, or is that just how practice is in the NBA Finals? We'll just call it practice today.
It was a lot of people.
Yeah, quite the event.
Usually when you go to a Thunder practice, there's about 15
local reporters and stuff.
Yeah, and you kind of just sit there, and it's a very personal thing. So you're right there with the players. Not the case anymore. Not the case until we're talking to the guys and asking Mark Dagnall about the Grateful Dead now at Media Days.
Yes. So had their media stuff. We've got all that posted on sportsanimal.com if you want to go listen to that. It's here. It feels like it's been a year since the Western Conference Finals wrapped up, even though it's only been 7 days now to this point. But it feels like it's been forever. We've had a week to stew on the win in the Western Conference Finals, and now it's on to Indiana and getting 4 more games. T-Bag.
I've been married twice since the Thunder last played a basketball game. Also, did you read the Lou Dort Players Tribune yet?
I did, and the last like had me like ready to run through a brick wall.
Go read it. If you guys haven't read it, just go read it. We could not be lazy and read it on air to you guys, but I think you kind of got to read the whole article to kind of
it's like a full like actual
it just kind of starts about his journey, and then Montreal and Oklahoma City, the blue collar. Nothing's getting everything to earn kind of mantra. But the ending was fire me up, Mr.
Exactly. I think everyone around here is fired up. Obviously, at the radio station, fired up because we get to do the NBA Finals, and it's going to be a blast.
Speaking of the radio station, I guess the NBA after game one is going to be at the Sports Animal for social media purposes, because I guess they do this during the finals, and I guess they're going to come in and record like our live reactions. I don't know what it's going to go on. I don't know if it's for Instagram or like website. I don't know what it's for. All I was told is don't look homeless. So thanks.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hopefully they're not a third day in the game.
My Thunder playoff shirt from 2014, I guess is a no on the wear that morning.
Yeah, you can't wear the Thunder shirt with all the holes in it and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
we'll have to wear the new edition.
Yeah, we'll have to break that out for you. Yeah, so I didn't even know that's news to me. That should be pretty fun to have them up there. Um, Speaking of people coming into Oklahoma City, one group of people had a little bit of a tough time yesterday getting into Oklahoma City, and I know how that feels because that happened to me on my most recent flight. Literally the exact same thing almost. The Indiana Pacers had to land in Tulsa yesterday as they headed to Oklahoma City because we had, I don't know, a million tornadoes here in the Oklahoma City metro, or at least tornado warnings and that big line of storms. So they had to divert to Tulsa, land there, and then fly all the way down around the storms and come all the way back up and land in Oklahoma City. So I look, they're from Indiana. They got tornadoes and stuff there. I'm sure that didn't rattle them. But it's good to see that the defense is already starting a little early here in
Home
Oklahoma
court
City.
advantage. Home
Yeah.
court advantage. Welcome to Oklahoma City. Yeah, you want to land that plane? Good luck. Good luck trying to land that plane right now. Like
And
to see
I
you
think
try.
it was Chris Mannix on X
Yeah.
yesterday posted. He's like the tornado warning, whistles are blowing in Oklahoma City. Everyone's like, "What the hell are you talking about? That's a siren." He's like, "I'm not from here. I have no clue what's going on." And it was probably the same way for all the hundreds of people that traveled from all over the world to come here to Oklahoma City for these two games.
I would have loved nothing more than to be in the Omni. I'm sure that's where a lot of the people are saying. I would love nothing more to be in the Omni yesterday and just fear monger. It's like, look, guys, I'm from here. You don't see this I would love to fear monger in that situation. That's the sicko thing I do, Preston. I did it early on in college with people that were not from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And I'll do it if there's someone from out of town or family
you don't
member
know
or
what
something.
you've gotten yourself into.
I'm not like, oh, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. No, I do the exact opposite approach. I love to fearmonger when it comes to the storms. When someone already has anxiety about it and then the locals like this, you don't see this often. It's fun. It's sick.
Yeah.
But it's a fun joke to me.
Knowing full and well that it happens multiple times every single spring. So.
Like unless it's a tornado a mile away, I'm not gonna.
I was literally like on my phone. I had just finished up some stuff at my other job, and I was like on my phone, and next thing you know, everything's going blaring crazy. I'm like, we're having tornadoes. What's going on?
News 9's Matt Ravis tweeted out. It says basically the entire metro in tornado warning. I was like, hell yeah.
That is late spring, early summer here in Oklahoma City. So they eventually made it into Oklahoma City and made it to practice and all that stuff. This
breaking news: there's going to be a game played tomorrow.
Yes.
Are you confirming that?
I can confirm there will be a basketball game played tomorrow in Paycom Center.
Sweet.
Yes.
Okay. Good deal.
What kind of basketball game? That's still up to determine if it'll be good or if we'll have a blowout or either way. So we'll see. Injury report: Jarris Walker out for games 1 and 2 for the Pacers. If you're asking who is Jarris Walker, exactly, it doesn't really matter. And then all good for Oklahoma City heading into game 1 of the NBA Finals. So here's the thing, T-Bag, that I've been struggling with the last handful of days is because you and I have came on here and said how much we like the Pacers, how good of a team we think the Pacers are, and that's going all the way back for a couple months now at this point. I'm struggling, though, in the fact that while I believe that the Pacers are a very good basketball team, I just don't see them winning 2 games in a row against the Thunder, and I think that's what it's going to take for them to win the title this year.
Yeah, because every positive you can say about the Pacers, they play fast, they're deep, they have a good bench, their pace they play with. Everything you say for that, it's like, okay, the
Copy
Thunder are deeper.
For the Thunder, yeah.
The Thunder are deeper. The Thunder are also well coached. The Thunder have guys in situations they can throw at you in any type of situation. And you want to play fast? We'll play fast. You want to come on. We encourage that.
Yeah. And I do think it comes down to that is like where these two teams play like very similar. Obviously, the Pacers, I think, have the better offense, but the Thunder by far and away have the better defense out of the two teams. And just going back, and I should have, but I didn't sit down and watch the 2 games they played this season. But I believe Chet and Ihart were out for one of those games. I believe it was the last game they played in like early March, I believe, somewhere around
Yeah,
then.
Chet was, he was doing like that
Yeah, like the rest management
rest
stuff. Yeah.
management, and then Isaiah Hartenstein got beat up in
Got
the
hurt in
first
the
half. He missed
yeah,
a game or two after that.
yeah,
So yeah, with the Thunder have not played the Pacers at full strength yet.
yeah. And I believe Miles Turner was out for one of the games that they played as well. So these guys haven't really been at full strength against each other at this point. But the Thunder were still able to do their thing against the Pacers in the regular season matchup. And I know that people are
Mhm.
going to say, "Well, this is the NBA Finals. This is the playoffs. This is completely different." And I agree with you 100%. But those games also did happen, and the Thunder haven't lost to an East team at home since 2024 in March, which happens to be the Indiana Pacers. Was the last team they
Yeah.
lost to at home from the East. Um, but I don't know, man. This team is hard to beat at home, and they're hard to beat twice in a row. Is just what I keep coming down to. And I want to, the other day I think we made some picks. We'll make our final picks here in a little bit, but I want to commit to 5 games, but then I'm like, well, 6, but then I'm like, that's going to require the Pacers to probably beat the Thunder 2 games in a row, and I just don't see that happening. So I'm on the fence right now, and it's just been on my mind the last couple of days where it's like you get closer to the game and the nerves start getting to, and you're like, well, maybe I'm wrong about this, maybe I'm wrong about that. So it's been on my mind the last couple of days.
Yeah, it's I was really good from Wednesday night celebrating to celebrating through the weekend, and then like Sunday, Monday, a little bit of yesterday. Just kind of on cruise control, watching softball, watching college baseball, just kind of on the cruise control. And then I would say about yesterday, about 3 o'clock, I it hasn't left my mind. It just
The
hasn't left my mind. It's all
only
I can
thing
think
I've thought
about,
about for the last couple of days is the NBA Finals and what's
and
going to happen.
it's like there's bigger fish to fry out there in the world
Yeah.
for all of us. We got real life issues. They're more important than basketball, but not right now.
No,
Not right now. This
this
is
is literally my life right now.
which is a good thing, which is in the
Yeah,
grand scheme, in the big picture, getting philosophical. It's a good thing
yeah,
that the worst thing that could happen to me is my local basketball team losing in the finals.
yes.
But that is the worst possible thing that could, I mean, on what, but that could happen to my life right now. That's planned out.
No, that would ruin my summer, legitimately. And not that I
Yeah.
get a summer, but that would ruin my
Yeah. I mean,
summer.
it's hot boy summer press, and no matter whether we're working or not, I mean, hey, I got a trip booked to go to the mountains, and if I'm there, celebrating our great country's birthday, and the Thunder are not, getting their fingers sized for rings.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'm going to enjoy myself. I really don't.
Might look over the edge of the mountain and think, "Oh, man." Uh, yeah. So yeah, I was thinking about that all day today, really. It's just I just don't see any way that the Pacers can beat the Thunder 2 games in a row. Unless the Thunder just go out and shoot, 5% from 3 and horrible from the field and all that stuff, which again, we've seen them do that so far in this playoffs. But again, they did that against a very good Denver team and still came out on top. Now, obviously, I think the Pacers offense is better than that Denver's offense, but Denver also had the best player in the world on their team, and the Thunder were able to slow him down. And then that's the thing with a lot of these teams that come and play Oklahoma City, or the Thunder go and play them. It's like, well, they're shooting high. I mean, you look at the Timberwolves, right? Julius Randle was playing some of the best basketball of his career. What happened when they play the Oklahoma City Thunder? He gets like 6 points a game,
Yeah,
something like
it's
that. That
unplayable.
happens. Yeah, that happens a lot for teams against the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm sitting here thinking, well, why would that be any different here in this scenario?
Yeah. I mean, outside of injury, again, knock on wood. I've been knocking on wood a lot lately, Preston. Um, Outside of injury, I just maybe it'll bite us in the ass. Maybe this will
Yeah,
be the most humbled we'll ever be with our sports teams ever. I don't see how the Pacers can win this series.
yeah. No,
I mean,
it's going to
just
take damn near
guy for
perfect
guy,
basketball.
guy for guy, matchup for matchup, whatever you want to throw at the Thunder would throw back something, harder. Just what a home court advantage. I mean, outside of like you said, for the Thunder 5% from three, like literally they can just not make a three, and the Pacers are shooting 35-40% from three in that entire series. That's the only
Yeah.
Maybe we're just giant homers. Maybe Jim Traber's listening right now and yelling at us about how big of homers we are. We are both wearing Thunder gear, so we have our boxer shorts on. But I mean, the Thunder are just they're one of the greatest teams that's ever lifted them up, and I think they're about to show you why in these NBA finals.
And if they do win, I can't wait to have that conversation, because I don't know if I'm ready to have that conversation of, are they one of the greatest teams, per season in NBA history. I think the stats would probably tell you that, but I think that if you don't win the title, then all that's for naught,
nothing matters. Right? I mean, 73-9 Warriors, they're not even. I mean, outside of them going 73-9, there's no conversation about them.
But the thing that a lot of people remember from that season is the Cavs coming back from 3-1 down.
So people don't even remember the Warriors came back to beat the Thunder.
3-1.
That's lost in the ether.
And that never happens. I say never, but very, very rarely happens in the NBA where a team comes back down from 3-1, and it happens
only one
twice.
time in the finals.
Yeah, it had one time in the finals. I don't know how many times in the actual playoffs, but very rarely does that happen, and that happened twice in the same season. So that was definitely a weird season in the NBA. Let's see what else we have here. Nobody in the league has beaten Oklahoma City, as many times as the Pacers have to, in quotations, outside of the Mavericks, because the Mavericks have done that, right? So we'll throw that out there. But no one in the last 2 years has beat Oklahoma City as many times as would be needed as the Pacers would have to, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, because the Mavericks obviously won a series and then won
and then 3-1 this season.
3-1 this year. Yeah. I mean, that's just the thing. It's like under going to lose 4 games.
Yeah, and I don't think they are. I mean,
they might lose 1. They might lose 2.
Yeah.
What do you think is more likely? What do you think is more likely? The Pacers forcing a Game 7, or the Thunder sweeping? Good question.
Yeah. And again, I it just feels, every time I answer these questions, it feels like I'm disrespecting the Pacers, which I have a lot of respect for them. I really like.
We love the Pacers. We do. Like me and Preston. If you're a Pacers fan listening, no, these two guys right here have had your back.
I think there's a better chance the Thunder sweep the Pacers than it going 7.
I me too. I mean, I'm not saying the Thunder are going to sweep.
I hate saying that because it sounds stupid to say that, but I truly believe that.
Yeah,
so
I do too.
We'll see how it shakes out. My next point is kind of basically the same thing that I've been saying. I obviously don't want to sit here and say it's going to be a cakewalk for Oklahoma City, like literally I just did, because I truly don't believe it will be. I set
you up for that. I set you up for that.
Walked right into that. I do not believe this will be a cakewalk for the Thunder. I think the Pacers are a formidable foe, if you will, for them. But again, these teams kind of are the same team. And I think Oklahoma City has the jump in like overall talents throughout the whole roster, right?
Yeah.
You're going to tell me
you're
telling me you're going to match up TJ McConnell against like Alex Caruso or Casey Wallace?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Caruso is a first team not this year, but first team all defensive guy. Could have been this year if he played 65 games.
So if he wasn't hurt for a bit of the season,
and he's coming off the bench. Casey Wallace will be a all defensive NBA guy, and I think potentially an all-star one day coming off the bench.
Yeah. So it's I mean, I have other guys. I had it here because I put guy off in question mark to see if we wanted to do a guy off between the Thunder and the Pacers. But I sit here and I'm like, really? I mean, obviously I'm a little bit skewed because I watched, almost 100 games of the Oklahoma City Thunder this year. So I've seen a lot more of them. I've only watched since the playoffs, the playoff games for the Indiana Pacers, right?
Mhm.
So I haven't watched a whole bunch of the Indiana Pacers, but again, yeah, I think the Thunder win a guy off if you go guy for guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the only argument I can make out of like the main guys is they might have a better number two.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, I
Maybe.
do like
Right
Pascal
now,
Siakam, yeah.
maybe. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
Dub
think
is
at the moment, Pascal's probably slightly better than J-Dub.
he's probably the third best player on the court right now.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Shea, Halliburton, Siakam, Dub, Chet, then Miles Turner, and Louis
Nembhard,
Dort, or you can even throw
Ludor,
Lou Dort,
Caruso. I think
somewhere.
Caruso is probably not 5. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
talking about what he brings, like, if you're talking about, hey, just go one-on-one, obviously not. But like, if you're just talking about what a guy brings to the court when he comes on
yeah,
and to the team he's playing for, I would make the argument that Caruso is number 5 right now.
yeah. I think that would be a good argument. All right. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 24-25 NBA champions because of blank's play, and it can't be Shea.
J-Dub.
J-Dub?
If J-Dub is averaging 23, 20, 25 points a game this series, shooting the numbers that he needs to shoot, percentage-wise, obviously he can do his thing at the defensive end, driving to the rim. I think if J-Dub has a great series, that makes me all the more confident.
Yeah, I think any mix of J-Dub or Chet is probably the right answer for that question, because if Chet keeps playing the way he's been playing since I'm trying to think back when he started playing well so far this playoff run. I think everything just turns back to Game 7 in that Denver series.
Yeah.
Right.
He was playing very good the
Yeah.
first, I guess, 10 playoff games through the first round, the first 6 games of the Denver series, playing good and consistent.
And something just
And
like
that
clicked with
game's
all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them in that game 7. It was like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
we got it.
Yeah. I mean, do you think in a 7-game series that Denver is better than Indiana?
Just because of Jokic, I'll say yes.
Do you think in a 7-game series the Minnesota Timberwolves are better than Indiana Pacers?
No.
Okay.
I mean, close. I mean, that could be
Yeah.
a 6-7 game series, but I would take the Pacers in that one.
Yeah, I would have probably both of those series going 7 games.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
the Nuggets or the
That
Timberwolves.
Nuggets Pacers comparison that's tough. And the only reason I'm giving the Nuggets the edge is just because I saw what Jokic can do when he needs to step up.
Yeah, no, 100% Jokic. I mean, obviously, just going back, reliving that was don't even want to. That whole series was just like anxiety hell for
that series gave me the nervous poops twice before the
game. Had the old bubble guts before the game.
Yeah.
Hey, well, hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow or in the NBA finals. All right, anything else? I guess we should make predictions, final predictions, as we're 24 hours away from this game tipping off, and the Thunder and Pacers taking part in the NBA finals. What is your final pick for the NBA finals?
Thunder. I'm gonna go Thunder 5. Thunder 5. That's just what my gut's telling me. I'm gonna stick with it.
My gut tells me a lot of things because it's pretty big. So I will say also Thunder in 5. I've been bouncing back and forth, and at the end of the day, for me, it's, do I think the Pacers can beat the Thunder twice in a row, multiple times? The answer is no, and I think that's what they'll have to do to win the NBA Finals. So that I say Thunder in 5. I think they probably drop game 3 or 4 in Indiana and then come back and close it out here in Oklahoma City. So wouldn't surprise me again to see this go 6 or 7 because I do think the Pacers are good, but I think the Thunder are just a notch, maybe 2 notches above what the Pacers are. And if the Pacers can keep everyone together right going into next season, I mean, they'll be back in the same spot.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm sure of it, because they are a very good basketball team. So
good basketball team.
All right, other NBA news. The New York Knicks have had their best season since the year 2000. since Y2K for all the old folks out there. And then they go ahead and fire their head coach. Tom Thibodeau is no longer the head coach of the New York Knicks.
I don't think it's necessarily the worst move ever. I know how it looks when you're like the season, best season since 2000, this, that, the other. But just because you can make it to a certain point in the playoffs does not mean you're close to competing. It does not mean you can't find a way better. And I do think that Thibodeau, his time can run its course. We've talked about it, Preston.
Yeah.
Just his philosophy on the way he does things. I don't think a change of scenery is the worst thing ever. With that said, you better make the right hire. You better prove this decision to be the right decision.
So what you're saying is Jalen Brunson's dad will be the head coach of New York.
I mean, it's probably going to be that, but that's a horrible move if it is. How do you fire? What if he fails? How do you fire him?
Yeah, it would be tough. You would piss off your superstar. So,
yeah.
What do you make of everyone saying that Cat has killed Tibbs again? Got him fired from another job.
Tibbs killer. That's what he is. He's a Tibbs killer.
He's a Tibbs merchant, is what the streets are calling him right now.
Cat's been getting a lot of stray the last couple of days, and not the good kind of cat getting stray.
He, just go look all that up because it's the banter online around Karl Anthony Towns right now.
It was nice and wholesome while they were winning, and now it's vicious.
Got a little hate.
It was just how the internet works. So.
By the way, I'm watching
not say I'm shocked seeing it.
Yeah, no, that's 100%. Expect nothing less out of the internet. Right now, I'm watching the Stanley Cup Finals. The Florida Panthers have tied it up on the Edmonton Oilers, 1 apiece in the first period. Decent goal there from the Peas. So it's a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup Final, which was a whole lot of fun. That went 7 games. We'll see how long this one goes here.
Rooting for Edmonton.
This one.
The joke we play on Canada has been really fun about not letting them win Stanley Cup all this time, 32 years. 1993 was the last time, but it's time for the jokes run its course. It's time to give the trophy and give it. It's coming at home. It's coming.
We can only beat Canada's ass so many times before we've got to let them.
You got to let little brother win one every once in a while.
Exactly, and that's why Oklahoma State won the last couple of bedlams. Got to let them win eventually. Okay. You walked right into that one.
Do you know how many times I've heard every time OC's won a bedlam game? So I've always got to text my buddy, one of my buddies, back. Oh, I got a little brother won one every once in a while. It's like, all right.
Speaking of Oklahoma, the Sooner softball team loses to Texas Tech in the Women's College World Series. Tech and Texas are playing right now in the championship round. I don't know what the score is. To be honest, I haven't watched a whole lot of softball this year. Just haven't really cared. I've been so locked into the Thunder playoff run and all that stuff, so I haven't paid too much attention to softball.
0-0 top of the third.
Okay, so 0-0 on that one. That's a best of 3. Hopefully they can get those in because it's supposed to rain the next couple of days here in Oklahoma City. So hopefully they can get those games in and get those played. So, all right, you got anything else on either the Thunder or anything else going on in the sports world right now before we put a bow on this thing?
That OU home run, though, 2 strikes, 2 outs against Texas Tech was. I wish I would have tweeted it. I wish I would have at least recorded myself because it was 2 strikes, 2 outs, 34 seconds before it happened. I'm sitting myself in the living room, and I'm not one to talk to myself out loud, but I talked to myself out loud there. I was like, she's gonna hit a home run here. Sure enough, she did it, and I just stood up. I was like, how do they keep getting away with this? And it's like I gotta give hat to them, tip my hat to them because it's just the confidence that program has. Is unreal. You give them an inch, it'll take a mile.
Yeah, super young team the Sooners have. And by the way, they bring in probably Patty Gasso's best recruiting class of all time.
Yeah, no, everyone's like the dynasty's dead. Look, if they win two in a row here, that's 6 and 7 years.
Yeah,
dynasty ain't dead. Dynasty ain't dead.
No.
Dynasty, their shoe got untied. Have to stop and tie their shoe before they get back running.
I think she's got the top 4 players committed to Oklahoma in the
Why
whole
would you
entire
not want to go
class.
in? If you're a softball player, a top softball player, why would you go anywhere else? Unless
Yeah,
the
no,
NIL is just too good
yeah.
to give up.
Like, Kennedy from Tech. I mean, if you're getting 1.5 mil, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
easy decision, I think, for everyone,
very. Yeah.
well, without a doubt.
You could tell Kennedy, hey, you're not even gonna make the tournament. You're not even gonna make the postseason, and she would
Yeah.
still take that check.
Oh,
So
I would 100%.
yeah,
Why
I
not?
mean, it's
Yeah,
in softball, in football, you can make like an argument. It's like, well, there's more money to be in softball. You got to take your money where you can.
yeah. How about the Peas? They've already scored again. It's 2-1 Florida, in
Ooh,
the first
geez.
period, so getting some goals
What
early
does
in
this
this,
mean to
this
McDavid's
hockey game.
legacy, Preston? What does this mean?
We'll have to check back at that at 8 at the 8 p.m.
Yeah.
Broadcast here in 15 minutes. So, well, all right, that's going to do it for us. We will be back probably Monday or Tuesday of next week because we got a big day on the Sports Animal on Sunday. I don't know if all
Yep.
that's been released yet so far, if anyone's talked about
Big
it,
day.
but
Just no big day.
yeah,
We'll
that'll
be live and local.
yeah, basically most of the day on
All of
Sunday.
us. All of
Yes.
us. All of
Yes.
us. So
Everyone will be up there. So check out more of that on the sportsanimal.com or on the social media pages as well. That's where you can find this podcast. If you're just driving around, don't want to watch it on YouTube, we do have our podcast on the podcast page at sportsanimal.com. All the Thunder final stuff will be on there as well. So yeah, keep us dialed in for the next couple of weeks, man. Just exciting times around the Sports Animal here in Oklahoma City. Can't wait.
we'll see you soldiers on the other side of
Yeah.
the first 2 games.
Yes, we're going to battle.
Next time we talk, we'll be marching north to Indiana looking to strike.
Yes, we will. So that'll do it for us. We'll be back next time. Have a great night, guys.